Hello, and thank you for watching this video about Moodle, an online learning management system that can be used by educators, trainers, and instructional designers alike. Before I begin, I want to express a disclaimer that this video is not meant to advertise Moodle or in any way claim that it's better than other similar resources. The purpose of this video is to explain how certain features in the free Moodle resource can be especially useful for instructional designers and training endeavors. I'll also show an established Moodle course that's being used for training purposes. Like I said before, and from the information provided on Moodle.org, Moodle is an online learning management system that's geared towards educators, but used by companies, schools, individuals, and other sectors. Typical Moodle courses, as I'll call them, are asynchronous learning courses, meant to be molded and customized for each user's situation. So whether you're talking about a company attempting to train employees on new security standards, or a school offering long-term training on updated government policies for teachers, Moodle can be formed to fit most training needs in between. Moodle can be aligned with multiple training environments like instructor-led, self-paced, blended, or completely online, while integrating multimedia materials so training isn't solely text-based. Before I get into more specific features of Moodle offers, I'd like to acknowledge some of the larger scale features that trainers and instructional designers might find most helpful when selecting a training resource. If an instructional designer is well-versed in coding languages and development in general, or they're working with a team who has people, or a team that has people resources able to develop, they'll likely find Moodle's open source code helpful and freeing with regards to training design. The open source code allows for plugins and new features that aren't inherent to Moodle already, and even though Moodle already offers quite a few features, company-specific plugins, for example, don't have to be sacrificed to use this platform instead of building one from scratch. Secondly, Moodle is available in 100+ languages. If you've ever had experience training a large number of people across countries or even in bilingual classrooms, the language barrier and finding someone to bridge the gap and translate all industry-specific material is difficult and draws from the budget for hiring, time, and cost. Lastly, Moodle is scalable. Since the code is open sourced, a large or small company can alter the code to fit their performance needs. Larger companies might want to use multiple servers, and smaller companies using the same Moodle resource don't have to worry about this necessarily. Now I want to discuss some of the smaller but no less important features that Moodle can offer to instructional designers. Moodle.org talks through all of their features in detail, but there are a select few that I'd like to call out in this video as I think they're the most important ones to instructional designers. First, Moodle is navigable on both computers and mobile devices, so designers looking to cover the most ground with audiences of different expertise and competency levels don't have to compromise. Second, designers and trainers can personalize dashboards. If an instructional designer is creating training for a company, the logo, color scheme, and other thematic components can extend a company's identity to trainees. Third, Moodle allows for individual training and/or collaboration, and with that, role definition and permission toggling. Instructional designers thus have the capability to design training material that crosses back and forth between testing individual competency and harnesses the benefits of collaborative learning. Fourth, designers can utilize notifications within the system. For example, a company storing HIPAA data might require employees to go through an annual training to learn about any changes or updates to HIPAA laws. Employees required to take the training would be automatically notified and reminded annually until they complete and pass the training. The fifth and final feature I'll touch on in this video is the tracking and reporting feature. Administrative users can track those who took the training courses and use reporting data to evaluate the level of success of the training. Moodle also offers peer and self-assessment for users participating in training groups or individual work. I'd like to end this video by showing an example of an existing Moodle course that's used to train volunteers. New volunteers receive a predetermined generic username and password and are instructed to use that login information to access the Moodle course. Once they complete the one-time course consisting of different modules and units, they can enter their contact information, which ensures that they're training certified, that the administrator has their updated contact information, and then they successfully completed what asynchronous training was asked of them prior to any on-the-job training they'll see. This is a good example of how the administrator has integrated Google Forms into the training to confirm completion. Since the administrator's organization relies heavily on Google Drive, the integration of Google Forms means eliminating duplication of effort and less work for the administrator to follow up on for each trainee. Notice that the administrator has set up 8 units for volunteers to complete, including the introduction and the final topic, and has determined that the volunteer will not see the content of a unit until he or she has completed the prior unit. Each unit contains a recorded Prezi instructional video and a short quiz on the content of that video. Volunteers must watch the video to view the quiz and pass the quiz to view the next unit. Notice also that the videos are pop-up and directly extracted from Google Drive. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video explaining the notable uses Moodle provides to instructional designers. There are many features that I didn't cover that Moodle provides and many other resources for instructional designers to use, but hopefully this was helpful in at least narrowing down the search.